In our last few videos, we've been talking about randomness and random sampling methods. This video, we're going to talk about a couple of other sampling methods that are commonly used, but are not quite so random after all. And you're probably very familiar for these. Let me give you an example for this first one. I give you an assignment. I need you to collect some information from 10 people. I've given you the assignment. You go home, you get busy with homework, you get busy with everything else. And 20 minutes before the next class starts, you say, "Oh no, I forgot that Dr. Olson gave me this assignment. I have to go collect my samples." And so what do? You run out of your dorm room and ask the first 20 people right around you. Talk to your roommates and your friends, the people who just live right there, so you can collect that information right away. Don't deny it. We've all done it. It happens, right? This is something we call convenience sampling. You just take data from whatever is convenient. Is this really random? No, it's not, because the only people who have a chance of being selected are your roommates and the people in around your dorm. What about people in other dorms or other halls? People who don't even live in the city that commute to school. They don't have a chance of being selected. So, not really random. We do it though. It's done. And so we have to be very, very careful whenever a convenient sample is used. There are ways to make it work, but not very often can convenient samples be really made right. So just have to be very, very careful with that. This next one is called volunteer response sampling. This is what I like to call put out a table and give free cookies sampling, or just plain free cookie sampling. That's a good name. Maybe I'll just call it that from now on. Free cookie sampling. We have a survey. Come over here and answer some questions, and you get a free cookie out of it. So voluntary response sampling depends on people who are willing to come in and participate in your study. Is this random? Not really. It's better than convenience sampling because you're out in public and you've got more people in your population that can be sampled. So it's better than convenience sampling, but there's still a problem of the fact that there are some people who just simply do not like surveys. They don't like participating in these studies. And so they're going to say, "No, thank you. I don't want a cookie," or I don't want to take the sample. You may have somebody who is on a diet and can't have sugar right now, or someone who's diabetic and can't have sugar. And they say, "There's no point in me doing the survey. All they're giving is a cookie, and I don't want a cookie. I can't have a cookie." Okay. So the idea of volunteer response sampling introduces some weight towards people who like doing surveys and people who like cookies or whatever bonus you're trying to offer them. Excuse me. And other people who are not interested in that automatically don't have a chance of being selected anymore. Now, the example I gave for volunteer response sampling is you have a table out and whoever passes by is part of your study. Let me add a couple of other things that are problems with that particular method. What about people who never walk by that table? For example, you have a table over by the bell tower right on the center of the Ephraim campus. You're missing a few people. Richfield students and online students are obvious people who will never pass by that table. Also, what about, say, music majors who spend almost all of their time over in the music building and they never pass by the bell tower? They'll never have a chance to be selected as well. So, not really a random sampling method. They're used. Voluntary response sampling is commonly used in vaccines, political surveys, and so on. So they are used, most definitely. But just like the convenience sampling, you have to take care when you do use those. Because you just want to do it in a way that will eliminate as much bias as possible. Now, I've gone through just a few random sampling methods and not so random sampling methods. There are more, but these are the six that we're focusing on here for our class. The four random samples and the two not so random samples. Those are the ones that I'm going to ask you guys to remember. There are others. We're not going to worry about those right now, but you're welcome to research them if you are interested. But that will do it. That takes care of our discussion of random sampling. In our next lesson, we're going to start looking at how to actually design a study and create a program in which you can randomly select people, gather the data, and how you're going to structure it all to get the right amount of information that you need. And we'll see you there in our next lesson.